All right, so I want to talk just a minute about something that I think is pretty crucial and important for the male men's movement. Now, before I do that, I do want to say that I've been getting some strikes lately because you guys have been striking my shit, and I don't appreciate that. I've been saying some stuff about some of these red pill guys, red pill slash PUA guys, and apparently you guys don't like that. Now, it's one thing if you disagree with something that I say, and in order to voice your opinion on that, you write a comment in my, you know, comment section. But if you're flagging me and getting me, getting the videos taken down, you're really just hurting the men's movement in general, because I'm for the men's movement. If you have a problem with something I say, voice it out and we can talk it out, instead of being a bitch and acting like a little feminist cunt and flagging me and getting me in trouble with YouTube, because all that does is waste my time. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it in other videos in different ways, and I've got all my videos I've got all my videos saved. So if my account gets zucked, I'm just gonna repost the videos on another account. So you're really just wasting my time, and you're hurting people in the manosphere. We're supposed to be on the same side. If you have an issue with something that I say about men or PUA, etc., the red pill men who are also PUA guys, if you have a problem with me saying something about them, because that's the video that got flagged for hate speech, which there was no hate speech at all in that. I'm simply calling them out for their shit. But you little bastards want to lie to me, or want to lie about what I say and get me in trouble with YouTube. It's just pussy shit, man. If you got something to say, if you disagree with me, then write it in the comments and we can have a discussion about it. Don't flag my shit like a female, because that's what women do. That's what females do. That's what these fucking feminists do, which is what I'm going to talk about here today. All right? So with that out of the way, I want to talk about these feminists, and I want to talk about how they roll, and how they're a cult, and how they spread disinformation, which is really just propaganda, and it's brainwashing propaganda, okay? Which is similar to what they say about us. They don't disagree with they don't agree with what we talk about, and so in order to throw us off, throw off our mojo, throw off our movement of truth, which is just a red pill movement, spreading the truth, okay? What they do is they try to get us in trouble, and they try to flag us, and they try to report us for hate speech and all that bullshit, right? So why are you guys doing that? Why are you guys doing that to me? I'm on your fucking team, okay? Because I guarantee it wasn't no feminists who did that, and I have been flagged by feminists before. They've tried. Okay, there's no hate speech in me saying that red pill slash PUA guys are not spreading truths. Okay, if you have a problem with something I say about that, then tell me what it is exactly, and we can hash it out in the comments section. Don't flag my shit. Don't be an asshole like that. Anyway, so that's what these feminists do, and this is what I'm talking about. These guys, or these women, girls I should say, all have this same echo chamber mentality. This brainwashing propaganda, and one of the biggest things, which is something that I wanted to start talking about in the coming year or whatever, in the coming videos, I want to start talking about abortion, and I want to start talking about how feminists are utilizing the immoral laws that the liberal justice system has put forth in order to kill our babies. And we don't have any say over that, by the way. It's 100% their choice, and this is something that they think is, oh, I'm independent, so I have this choice. I'm independent, so I can kill the baby. It's my body, my choice. But they're not taking into account that the baby has rights, and they're using this loophole that it's a fetus, it's not a baby, and therefore it's not a human being, which is disgusting. Who can say that it's not a human being? If it has a heartbeat, it has a soul, and it's a human being. But that's not what they're saying in science, or that's not what the laws are saying. The laws are deeming it not a human being, so they're saying it's technically not murder, which is fucked up. So it's a loophole for these women to kill these kids, and statistically they kill what is it, like something like 600,000, I think, on average a year. It might be more than that. I know that since 1973 to 2019, 60 million babies have been murdered by Planned Parenthood. Okay, 60 million. That's 10 times more than Hitler allegedly gassed in the gas chambers in World War II, which, the liberals go nuts over that shit. Oh, Hitler was a Nazi, and it's the worst thing. Used to be the worst thing you could call someone. Now the worst thing they call people is incel. But it used to be, 10 years ago, that they would call people Nazis. You're a Nazi. You support Trump. You're a Nazi. You're a Nazi. They'd always call people Nazis. So it was like the worst thing to them, right? Well, why do they think Hitler's so bad? Because he allegedly killed 6 million Jews. Well, in fact, Planned Parenthood kills 10 times that. They have killed 10 times that since 1973. Okay, that's a fact. You can Google that. All right, communism, which these liberal nut jobs support, has killed 100 million of their own countrymen, their own people. Okay, communism. And I think that's just in Russia. It might be more if we're talking about Vietnam and Cuba, etc., right? China, North Korea. It's probably millions and millions more if we really do the math. So communism has killed more people than imperialism, probably. Maybe not. I don't know. Communism is a fairly new ideal, and or ideology, I should say. And imperialism has been around since man first started warring with each other. But at any rate, we'll just say Russia, 100 million people. But yet these liberals want to support shit like that, and they're also supporting something like Planned Parenthood. This is the hypocrisy of these people. This is they live by their own moral code. In fact, they say morals are subjective. Morals are subjective to the person. Okay, that's the kind of bullshit that they say. This is the kind of shit that they repeat, and they've all got the same argument. They've all been successfully brainwashed. They go off to college, they become feminists, they become sluts, they get this ideas in their head that the patriarchy is just men being misogynistic, and men are all inherent rapists and all this shit. And this is the type of shit that indoctrinates them to be loose. This is what deprograms them from being normal in normal society. They think, oh, men are trying to lead us and da-da-da. And this is part of why so many of these young women, okay, go out and they search for these beta men. Because they think that they want to rule the relationship. They think if I can get a weak man, he's not going to rule over me. And in reality, these women cheat. They're not happy. These guys are cucks. Women biologically don't want weak men. So in their emotions and socially and in their minds, they're at war with themselves, because they're like, gosh, I'm so attracted to this manly, masculine man who's a leader and he's a provider, and is part of my female nature, hypergamy, to just seek out these providers and these manly men. Yet they also want to seek the weak men because they think, oh, I can rule over this man, blah, blah. So they're really not that attracted to the man they choose, and they end up just getting these domesticated betas who are simply the beta provider. And that's what we're talking about here in our red pill talks, in the red pill manosphere, these beta provider men. This is what these women are doing. And this is partially why, because they go off to college. Feminism is rampant. They're all talking amongst each other. This is what women do. They talk and blah, blah, blah. And they get brainwashed. They get programmed to think that men are bad, to think that, oh, the patriarchy is evil. All men are inherent rapists. There's such thing as a rape culture. Like, men need to be educated that rape is wrong and all this bullshit. This is all this sick, evil shit, right? This is what feminism is. I believe fundamentally that feminism is probably our biggest enemy. Of course, we could talk about hypergamy, we could talk about female nature, we could talk about society and gynocentrism, but it's all linked to this feminist bullshit, the way that these feminists twist the truth. They twist reality. And, I'm fully for classical feminism. I was always in agreement with that. The original tenets of feminism, that women just wanted the right to vote, they wanted the right to equal pay and equal opportunity in the workforce and in society, and I'm all for that. And those things were achieved. Those things were already achieved in the 1940s and probably, made better in the 1960s. Problem that I have is second and third wave feminism, because what those things focused on was the immorality of women, the quote unquote right to abort children. 1973, right? That's second wave feminism right there. The right to go be a slut without any social checks and balances. That's the whole free love sex culture, right? Which caused a bunch of women to be whores, and it caused this sex slut culture to be propagated, which just damages our society, damages our women, causes them not to be able to pair bond, etc. Then, of course, third wave feminism, which is radical feminism, which is really just misandry. It's just hatred of men. It's just the attack, the blatant attack on men, and just spreading mental illness. And all these young women who are really, staunch third wave feminists are just mentally ill. But this is the stuff that when you talk to these women at length, this is the stuff that they say. Oh, morality is subjective. Oh, it's not really a human being. Oh, she should have the right to do whatever she wants with her body, and it's a parasite sucking off her body, and all this kind of bullshit that they say. So this is something I want to talk about in the future. Thanks for listening. I'm going to